mainland was a serpent devouring its own tail, writhing in the throes of internal paranoia. The precise poison I had injected into Falcon's central control systems in the static veil had taken hold. Internal Security Bureau agents, once the regime's unblinking eyes, were now turning on each other, ensnared in webs of fabricated evidence and manufactured betrayal. From the chilling calm of the bunker beneath the altar, I watched the regime bleed itself dry, and a cold satisfaction resonated within me. This was the precise moment for the Sovereign's ascent. Falke, the supposed master manipulator, was reacting with predictable desperation. His public appearances, broadcast through the now erratic subliminal tones, carried an underlying tremor of forced confidence, a subtle dissonance that only sharpened the edges of the pervasive unease. He was lashing out, demanding increased loyalty, yet seeing traitors in every shadow. This was not the calculated tyrant I had analyzed. This was a cornered beast, consumed by the very paranoia he had instilled in his populace. His frantic efforts to stabilize the collapsing command structure created precisely the opportunistic chaos I needed for my next move. My target, Falke's private data vault, located deep within the heavily fortified archives of the Central Administration Complex. This vault, a legendary repository of the regime's deepest secrets, was believed to contain not only compromising data on every high-ranking official, but also the original, uncorrupted research into advanced psychological manipulation and potentially Project Chimera's earliest, most volatile experimental results. Acquiring this data wouldn't just be about leveraging new weaknesses. It would be about dismantling Falke's legacy, exposing the raw, ugly truth beneath his cultivated facade of control. Nadine, focus analytical power on the Central Administration Complex, specifically the archival vault. Identify all internal security protocols, redundant systems, and most critically, human weak points within the archival staff, I commanded, my voice low, a conspiratorial hum against the bunker's constant thrum. This isn't merely data. It's the genesis of Falke's power. Confirmed, Master. Security measures are extensive: biometric, thermal, and subharmonic resonance scans. However, the current internal purges have compromised several key security oversight personnel. Their access codes remain active, but their loyalty is diverted. Nadine's avatar highlighted flickering personnel files, their faces marked with digital red flags. Her analysis was terrifyingly precise, an unparalleled advantage in this game of shadows and subterfuge. The chaos I had sown was already bearing fruit. Project Chimera faced a critical dilemma. Their top priority had always been Nadine and their research, but now the very regime that funded and protected them was in a state of self-inflicted civil war. Intercepted chatter indicated a heated debate within their ranks, whether to expend resources on shoring up Falke's crumbling infrastructure or to double down on their pursuit of me. The phantom architect of this chaos, I would force their hand. I move on. Falke's private vault was designed to directly threaten their operations, to make it clear that their survival was intertwined with my continued ascent. The vault, I suspected, held data critical to their very origins. My network, already expanded and refined from the recent acquisition of biometric elements, was primed for this highly sensitive, high-stakes operation. I chose a small, utterly ruthless team led by Vargo, whose cold efficiency mirrored my own. Their penetration would be through a complex network of forgotten maintenance tunnels, branching off from the deepest, most secure sections of the underground abandoned rail systems. These tunnels were my lifelines, the arteries through which I bled Falke's empire dry, unseen and untouchable. I personally oversaw the final preparations from a secure, temporary command post in the derelict section of the mainland's old financial district, a stark contrast to the bunker beneath the altar. The air here was thick with the dust of forgotten wealth, the whispers of rust echoing through empty vaults. The city above was alive with the increased but chaotic presence of Falke's panicked security forces, their movements erratic, their directives conflicting due to the ongoing purges. This intensified, yet fractured security was the perfect cover. The window is narrow, I stated to Vargo, my voice a low, precise murmur as I reviewed the holographic schematics of the Central Command Complex. The purge security protocols would create a 7-minute access window. No more. Get in. Acquire the designated data packets and get out. Leave no trace, no lingering presence. This is a surgical strike. The journey through the underground abandoned rail systems was a descent into the true heart of the mainland's rot. The stale air pressed in, heavy with the scent of damp concrete and metallic decay. Each clang of their specialized tools, each rasp of their breathing apparatus was amplified in the oppressive silence. They navigated through tight, claustrophobic passages, bypassing a labyrinth of abandoned service lines and decaying ventilation shafts that led directly beneath the central administration complex. The raw, visceral grit of the underworld was a constant reminder of the brutal reality of my ascension. As they reached the vault's outer perimeter, Nadine's voice crackled through my comms. Master, elevated energy signatures detected within the complex. Multiple Project Chimera assets appear to be converging on the archival section. The response time has been significantly reduced. They are aware of the potential breach. A cold smile touched my lips. They had chosen. They were prioritizing the vault, recognizing its true significance, effectively abandoning their immediate hunt for me to protect their own deeply buried secrets. This was the precise gamble I had intended. My operation was forcing their hand, exposing their own vulnerabilities. Vargo's team moved with fluid precision. Laser grids flickered and died as their jammers engaged. Thermal sensors were bypassed with meticulously designed cloaking suits. The chaos above, the frantic movements of Falke's regime, created the perfect sonic and vibrational camouflage for their silent penetration. They breached the archival vault, its massive, reinforced door groaning open like a tomb. Inside, the vault was a stark testament to Falke's paranoia. Rows upon rows of archived data drives, secured within Faraday cages protected by layers of ancient yet robust security. Vargo's team bypassed the final digital lock, guided by Nadine's real-time instructions. They quickly located the designated data packets, the core research files of Project Chimera's early experiments in advanced mind control, and the regime's unredacted archives on every official. Data packets acquired, Master. Vargo's voice was crisp, urgent. Chimera assets are approximately 90 seconds from entry. Heavy resistance expected. Extract immediately. Nadine, initiate countermeasures. Flood their comms with white noise, scramble their targeting systems, and activate decoy signals, I commanded. My strategic patience had run its course. It was time for a controlled, brutal retreat. The digital skirmish that ensued was fierce. Nadine, from the bunker beneath the altar, unleashed a barrage of counterattacks, creating a digital fog that blinded Chimera's advance. Their precision was hampered, their coordination fractured. Vargo's team, though facing overwhelming odds, moved with the efficiency of trained killers. Their retreat, a controlled, bloody ballet through the sterile corridors of the archives. They left behind no bodies, only shadows and a lingering scent of ozone from the disrupted security systems. The Sovereign's ascent was complete. The data flowing into the bunker was priceless. It contained the deepest secrets of Falke's oppression and Project Chimera's twisted research. This wasn't merely about expanding my criminal empire. It was about laying the groundwork for a parallel power structure, one that understood the decaying heart of the mainland better than its purported ruler. The fentanyl shipments continued. The islands remained my external haven, but the true battle was now for the soul of the mainland itself. The psychological warfare deepened. Falke's regime, now aware of a direct, sophisticated breach into its most sensitive vault, descended into even greater chaos. The internal purges intensified, consuming more of his inner circle, his paranoia spiraling into outright delusion. Project Chimera, now compromised from within, found itself torn between its scientific obsession and the necessity of protecting its vital but now exposed research. My Sovereign's ascent was complete. The information was mine. A new layer of control woven into the already complex tapestry of my empire. My network had expanded, bringing in new assets, new knowledge. The risk and personal involvement had been immense, but the reward was greater. I was not just a player in this dying world. I was now the ultimate architect of its undoing, positioned to rebuild it in my own image. The bunker beneath the altar was no longer just a sanctuary. It was the throne from which a king would rise, a chilling master of the underworld. ready to claim his due.